Hey, everybody. Oh, I started coughing right as the show started. That's funny. Hey, hey, everyone. Shoot, it's us. It's
I've done that
me.
before.
What's what's that?
I've done that plenty of times.
Isn't that funny? Like you take a sip of water or something, like you forgot how to do it. Like and you bite the inside of your mouth or your tongue. Like my God, how many years have I been chewing things, and how do I keep doing that? It's nuts. Let's start over. We'll edit that out. Hey, everyone. It's me, Richard, ceiling fan man with Steve JMO. And we thought you hadn't had enough of us today. We were on earlier with Brian and Jen. Today is February 14th, 2022, or so they say. And Valentine's Day, whatever that might be. There's all kinds of stories. And so here we are doing another breakdown, and glad everyone found us. How you doing, Steve?
I'm doing pretty well. How's it go? We just talked not too long ago. Feel like we had a good discussion there.
Yeah.
Everyone in the chat, how you guys doing? Glad to see you all here. Bunch of love in the chat, of course.
And yes, I have a few smart pipes here. Great balls of fire. Great balls of fire. Love it. So yes. Okay. Oh, best souls. I like that. Nice. Good to see you. All right. Well, I mean, we could continue go through the whole shout out. The usual peeps are here. But what I guess we're going to discuss, if you guys want to play along, is going to be Jeremiah 10 was a bullfrog and was a good friend of mine. I never understood a word he said, but I helped him drink his wine. Do you have any idea what I'm saying, Steve?
I've heard that before.
Oh, okay, good. I know there's a little age thing between us, but so yes, Jeremiah 10. Yeah, it's a pretty cool passage. So that's what we're going to discuss. So yeah,
It'll be great. Yeah, we got a bunch of good people in the chat. I'm sure they're looking forward to it. Nothing better to do on a Valentine's Day evening than break down
right.
some Bible passages with the two.
Yeah. I'll get okay. So we got Melanie is singing, and a dog named Boo is saying hi to you, and DJ is watching. Oh, both. Okay. Yeah, that was some good stuff. I'm gonna finish that up later. They're going over some really cool stuff. Young Love is here. Good to see you, man. It was fun walking with you and your mom and Steve and Jen. We were doing that, looking at old buildings and bricks and stuff. That was some good times.
That
And
was
Tina
awesome.
says,
You didn't
right?
you didn't know where to put the camera because I'm running this way, Jen's running that way. You're just in the middle, like guys.
Well, you
I'm on
guys both
100%.
you both pop off at the same time. You're like, oh my god! So I'm going over there, and it's like, you won't believe this. Like, hang on, they were, yeah. It was like kids in a candy store. It was fantastic.
Oh
So,
man.
and Tina says hi, and oh, and I guess Steve was silently announcing his birthday tomorrow. He's gonna turn. What did he turn? 21, I think.
21. Nice. I wish. No,
So,
27. The old
wow,
27.
the old
Yeah.
man. Yeah, you're catching up with me.
I don't know
So
if I'll get there, but you kind of
watch
gapped
it.
up on me.
Stop it. Well, if you average it out eventually, I think you do catch up. I'll do the math. I'll show you. Yeah,
I'll
NASA
buy
taught me.
it in the morning. All right. I'll see what it's
Okay.
like.
All right. So not a blonde. Hey. And what else we got here? VK is here, and Yas Child is here, and Jim Malone says someone's get stitches, and let's see, Krista M is here. Good to see everyone. And Sue's only saying hi to Zulu. That's okay. We still love you. And let's see, what do we got here? Remember to like, says Rusty Rambles, and that's very true. Where is he? I can give you one of those. Here.
That's very true.
See, I have him on both shows. I don't have many of them, but I have that one for certain. Okay. So
People do that in the chat now.
What's that?
So people do that in my chat, in my comments. That's very true.
They say that's very true.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Sue
also likes Mojo. No one else so far, just those two people. Okay, so great. Let's see where he got you. Jim Malone says happy birthday. Okay, everyone's saying happy birthday to you. Preliminary is here. What's this? New order? Okay. I never know when to stop saying okay, let's see. I think I'm going way far back. So let me go down to the beginning here and see if anyone's shown up here. That's where are we? Who did I miss? Relay is here. Where are you? Relay R. Greetings and blessings. Fantastic. And did I get Krista M? If not, there she is. And there's Miguel. Howdy. And Mojo Shop is here. Oh, see, another person singing with me. And Jennifer made it, yes. And we visually haven't started, so you don't have to stay after class. Melanie is always in charge of detention, just so you know. And let's see, is that everyone? I think I got everybody. Okay, if I missed you, other than okay, Zulu is here, and and look at that, it's Jennifer's birthday too. That's cool. So a lot of birthdays coming up. All right, okay, there's the shout out. Got 37 wonderful souls here. Got a few over on Rockfin. Did I miss them? 4 people, but no one said anything but me. But glad to see you there. So, shall we get into it?
I think we shall. You want to do it? I'll get the screen share, and you want to do the.
Oh, I forgot. You want to do it that way?
If not, okay. I can bring it up. You don't gotta bring yourself through all that trouble if you don't want to.
Oh, it's not that hard. I totally forgot that part. Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves. Let's see.
Where's the butler?
Yeah, where is that butler? You're right.
With the monocle and the top hat.
Has to have the monocle. Top hat is optional, but definitely has to have the monocle. All right, where are you, Jeremiah? Dun, dun, dun.
I think we said are 5.
Number 10. Okay. Let's see.
Big Jerry, Big 10. Yeah, let me get a screen share up going. If we can manage that.
Okay. So, let me get the microphone down here. No. Okay. All right. I think I can reach it there. Okay. Oh, screen shares on board, Captain. Here we are. We'll put us in the corner because I like that view better.
No.
And okay. So we are in Jeremiah 10, everybody. And let's get some good looks. Are we ready?
I got to teach you how to use that phrase.
I know. Okay, here we go.
Is that big enough? Everyone see that? Is that decent?
Oh, I'm good. I think we're all good. If I'm good, I would hope the rest. I mean, look at the size of these things. So hopefully they can see them. So oops.
In the StreamYard box to view is like 2 by 2. You gotta love that.
Yeah. Well, here let's see. Is it better if we're on the side? How about that? Maybe that's better.
I can't see that.
Okay.
But we'll see.
Let's see. It was kind of like the eye doctor. 1 or 2. 1, 2. Unless the chat says differently, I'm going with 2. This is 1. This is 2. Anybody that's ever been to the eye doctor, that's exactly how it goes. And eventually you just want to punch him and say, "Can I go?"
And there's 4. I'm like, what if I picked the wrong one by accident?
Yeah, right. I'm screwed.
The wrong prescription for life? Like, I'm fucked. Sorry.
Okay. Everyone likes 2. Okay, we're going with 2. All right.
Sorry.
Here we go. All right. Okay.
Hear ye the word which the Lord
speaketh
unto you, O house of Israel.
Not bad.
Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven. For the heathen are dismayed at them. For the customs of the people are vain. For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workman with the axe. They deck it with silver and with gold. They fasten it with nails and with hammers, that it move not. They are upright as the palm tree, but speak not. They must needs be born, because they cannot go. Be not afraid of them, for they cannot do evil, neither also is it in them to do good.
You want to pause that?
You want to go first?
I just have dismayed. Mm-hmm. What does that word mean? Like they can't
believe it. They
okay.
Yeah.
Right. All right. That's good. just want some clarity there. But it makes sense, you know, the heathen cannot be dismayed of the signs of head. That makes sense now. They don't believe it, like, oh, you know, aliens or science. You know, they got their $100 explanations for everything, and it does make sense there, you know. But yeah, you want to dig into this a little bit here? The
Oh yeah.
3 and
This is
5 connect pretty well. I mean, obviously 4 does too, but
well. Go back up because this is a steak dinner here. So God talks about the heathens more than once in the Bible, and just like it says right here, we just read. I think in 5 where he says they're not evil, they don't do evil, but they also don't do good because
yeah,
they don't believe in God, at least the way I do, and others, whatever you want to call Christians. I hate the labels, but yeah, could they? But what he says is he tells you not to be afraid of them, but he also tells you to be wary of them in other passages because the heathen straight up will tell you their family is what's most important. And if they have to trample over you to get their needs done, they will. And so God just says, watch out for them because they probably won't have your best interest because
sounds
that's
like
why he's
the
saying
whole of
they're
America.
not evil outright, but they're not doing as the teachings that we're learning and love thy neighbor and all that stuff. So it's more of a warning on that. And that's what I see. Because when they look up at the heavens, they'll explain it away that, well, there's multiple gods, God of Thor and God of this and God of that and water and mother. And so, you know, so they got all that going on. And God's like, yeah, they just don't get it. They're not like the evil ones that are trying to like completely screw with you, but they don't get it. And they're going to actually send you down probably a bad path. But they know a lot. I mean, the alchemy and stuff. I mean, the more you know about how the earth works, the more you realize that there are things within it, healing energies and all that. That's all true. But then you have to realize that it all comes from the source of the creator. And that's where he's saying they kind of differentiate where they don't believe in that part of it.
Yep.
When that's getting closer, almost satanic, like I am God, rather than I can use God's power through
Right.
me.
And
Right?
at that rate, once we're like opened up and we can see the difference, you know, like what I've been telling people to do for years, you just take the meat and spit the bones at that rate, you know, because there can be some. I'm not saying not in alchemy, but maybe in like other like instances, there are decent things to take away from such topics that may be on the other side of the fence, but I mean, like I said, take the meat, spit the bones, take a notebook out, duly note some things and move on to the next, you know, carry it with you, you know, but don't, you know, get behind the whole movement just, you know, like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't be putting your faith into anything like that. But like I said, you know, you just take what you can get and the rest that doesn't fit, you throw that out, you know. And if something can work into something you're looking into, like maybe you're looking into stuff that's esoteric and you want to expose that. Well, some of the stuffs that, you know, you'll find in old Vedic text or old Nazi SS text, you know, that might be feasible for you. Now, am I telling you to go by those words and live by those words? No. But if it works in an instance where you can take it, represent it, and show how it's no bueno, by all means, you know.
Well, and everything I believe runs off of intent. And so, like,
Oh
even for
yeah.
instance, you can take a song. Obviously, you know, they push the satanic agenda, and they're one of my favorite handlers, the Rolling Stones. But that song that they sing, you can't always get what you want. And that's kind of the way I feel God works. It's like you can't always get what you want, but if you try, sometimes you get what you need. Now, that's where when they put in the word sometimes, God actually tells you that if you work at your life being as close to righteous as possible, then you'll get everything you need. Just like the birds don't worry about where their food's coming from the next day to the next. They don't store food. They just know it'll be there for them. And as God takes care of the birds, he'll take care of you. He just has to know who you are. And how do you do that? Get a relationship with them. It seems pretty easy, right? And then you don't always get what you want, but damn it, we've always gotten what we need when we need it,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it works out for me. Like, you know, I'll be having like a slippery slope kind of week, you know, where like one thing goes into another and another is just rolling down the hill. And once we get to the bottom of the hill, it's loaded up with blessings. I'm like, huh, I'm like, it's funny how that works. But I take them and I respect that and I understand that, you know?
Mm-hmm.
It's like your reward for getting, like effed on for a week, essentially, you know?
And when you get that, when you get crapped on like that, you've got to work at turning it around in your head instead of saying, woe is me, kind of like the book of Job. Again, we should probably cover that when we talk about it. But rather than woe is me, saying, okay, what's the lesson I need to take away from this?
Yes.
What am I having to do differently in my life? And what am I learning from this and how it's going to change me?
And if
then
you
you'll
don't
see.
do that, you're going to keep doing it again and again
Correct.
and again to the point where you'll never learn from it because it becomes habit, you know?
Right.
Sorry, I mean
Oh,
to interrupt you there.
No, it does. You get one of these.
That's very true.
I feel honored.
You feel honored, he says. Oh, shoot.
I know,
Okay.
you're still coughing. I'm sorry. No more jokes.
It's the computer virus. Okay.
Ah,
So let me get back to the phone here. Of course, it's turned off, so hang on a second. Gotta have it so it does. Okay. All right. So I think we just finished 5, correct? Okay.
yeah, hold on. Don't hit play yet. I gotta
Oh,
fill
okay.
I gotta fill my juice. Can't be
All right.
doing that while I'm trying to listen and read at the same time. I can only do 2 things at once, people.
Oh, and Scott says, okay, woodpeckers store food. Maybe. Okay, that's cool. But overall, okay, obviously, I'm not blanketing all species, but overall, birds don't, and it is talked about. He even says if your father takes care of the birds, and the hairs on your head are numbered, what makes you think he can't take care of you? So, but again, read the book of Job, because a lot of stuff happened to Job. It's pretty amazing what went down there, and everyone was watching, and he was a testament to see what would happen. And that's the thing. He never forsook God. He never spoke against him. He just kept trying to understand it. And then he finally decided he can't understand it. But he understood that God has his best interest and he loved him. And that was the takeaway. It was pretty amazing. But yeah. So
Absolutely. And you can relate that in almost any situation that you're going through personally.
Yeah.
Not you, but like you, the whole of us, you know.
Right. I understood you weren't singling me out.
Yeah.
At least I hope not.
You know what, Susan? No. That crap you do every freaking Wednesday. Cut that.
All right, we good to start?
We're good on 6. Yep.
Okay, here we go.
For as much as there is none like unto thee, O Lord, thou art great, and thy name is great in might. Who would not fear thee, O King of nations? For to thee doth it appertain. For as much as among all the wise men of the nations, and in all their kingdoms, there is none like unto thee. But they are altogether brutish and foolish. The stock is a doctrine of vanities. Silver spread into plates is brought from Tarshish, and gold from Uphaz, the work of the workman, and of the hands of the founder. Blue and purple is their clothing. They are all the work of cunning men.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know if you want to keep
I
going.
can. That's fine.
I try to guess when you're going to say it.
That's good. I was gonna let it go one more, but we can. That's good too, because the next passage kind of flips the script a little bit. So
that's why I felt. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, we can deal with that for sure. And yeah, it's just very more interesting, more telling passages. You know, if you're just reading it as a book, you know, it might not stick out as too much, but basically, you know, it seems like what is Jeremiah asking God a question here, like who wouldn't fear you, or is God saying like who wouldn't fear me? Not really. Either way, this works, because right afterwards, you know, says, you know, it's all the wise men, and you know they should be on it, but these guys, you know, they're a little foolish. You know, their stock is a doctrine of vanities. You know, I'm not quite too sure what those words like fully mean, but I mean, it doesn't sound like they're the doctrine they're teaching people is built upon anything that's too stable. You know, seems like what we're living in right now. Everything that we're you know, figuring out that we got taught as kids, or even, you know, a little older than that, even throughout the news and media today, throughout mainstream science, it's all lies. You know. It's all BS. It's all
Yeah.
foolish, you know?
Yeah, and what I saw in that, the stock is a doctrine of vanities. So that's Satan's world that we live in, right?
Yeah, right.
To where
That's
it's
what I was seeing there. Yeah. Okay.
right. It's that saying that terrible saying, whoever dies with the most toys wins. But then on the back end of that, I added that when I went to that Flytober event and I met Cami, she told me something that I keep remembering, and it's you've never seen a hearse pulling a U-Haul trailer.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
And so the stock of these people is the vanities, the best cars, the best house, the biggest,
Mm,
whatever, the stuff
right.
they
Built
show you
upon
on.
nothing real, you know?
Correct. And it's built on nothing, built on no relationships with the God or your fellow man. I mean, the people that live in those mansions, you can't get anywhere close to them. They get so separated off from everyone that
Yeah.
they're built on nothing. It's the doctrine of vanities.
That's
He even talked,
self-love almost, you know?
yeah. And he even talks about it too in scripture, where he'll say that don't be like the people that just basically go to church in their nicest outfits and throw some money in the plate to be seen, and then go home and don't ever think about God and just watch football or whatever. I don't know if he quotes football in the Bible, but you
I
get what
feel
I'm
you.
saying.
I know what you're
And then,
saying.
right? Instead, he says, what? Go in your closet, shut the door with no light on, no one's around. That's the best place if you want to talk to me, or go out in nature where no one's around. If you do it at a park, they get mad at you. They start, cops show up and stuff. So don't do that, especially if you're loud. You
I
know what's
feel you.
funny? If I go to a friend's house and they have a bird in a cage, which I've never been a fan of, and you could talk to it, and that's normal. If I'm outside and there's a bird in the tree and I start making noise or talking to it, right? Why is it doesn't make any sense when you think about it?
Right. Someone might
Because
yeah,
that bird has a name, it's special, and that one doesn't.
right. Right. You can only talk to Chuck. That's
Right. That was a nerd. I named one named Chuck. Hey,
awesome.
people are just tuning in, think we're talking about the Bible. No, we talk about everything.
I mean, you got an interesting take on birds, so it kind of fits
Ooh,
right in.
it does. You want to do that or later? We can do that now or
I mean, yeah, might as well. I just spilt the beans. Might as well tell these people what
okay. Well, actually, I have a couple episodes on my channel where I discuss this. I think with Rose, and I've done at least what I feel some looking into it. And when I met Steve, he had this we call it coincidence shelf. And whenever there's a weird coincidence, he put it up on the shelf. And eventually it fell. Here, I'm going to drop this for a second. Eventually the shelf broke, and then we had to get him a shed. And, there's just so many coincidences. So I started looking into birds and a few things. One is they're talked about oh shoot, I'm losing the name of the chapter, the one with the medicine and food, Leviticus. And it basically, if God was saying you can't eat any meat, he would have said that and it would have been the next page. But he's very specific. Don't eat these animals. And then when he gets to birds, there's very specific on what birds not to eat. And it's ones like we talk about crows and ravens and herons and eagles and that kind of stuff. And so when you look at those, and then you also figure that angels are described as having wings, so do birds. These are all going on the coincidence shelves. They both fly, of course. So there you go. Um, God describes us in the beasts of earth, and he describes the birds of heaven. So, there's another coincidence.
I thought it was
If
up the heavens with an S.
correct, he does say
Yeah.
the original way with heavens. Right.
Oh, what that changed too?
Well, no, I mean the original book, the first sentence, God created the
Oh, okay.
heaven, and yeah, the
Oh,
S
yeah.
is missing. Yeah. So,
One of
so
those.
there's another thing. Now, if you look into the scriptures, a third of the angels fell. That means 2/3 of the angels didn't, and they're still working with God. If you saw like giant men or women creatures flying around, flapping, or weird things with eyes, you probably freak out like that you showed today. Oh my God! You should
That
bring that up if you can. And if you actually saw an angel, you probably freak out. But if you see a bird, you don't do anything, right? Most people don't even recognize them. They see a bunch of them. So if there were thousands of angels flying around, people would notice. But if they can change themselves to look like a bird, why? Who said they can't? That would make sense. And the last thing I'll say is about this. When's the last time you've seen a bird dead of old age? They only die of trauma. that I've ever seen, at least in my life. And so, same thing with angels, right? So interesting, a lot of coincidences with birds. And then, if that wasn't enough, here, I'll bring it up real quick here because I just came across this, Steve. I forgot to tell you. Let's see. Clickety click. It's in Ecclesiastes. C's there, however you say that. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Here we go. Okay. So, the whole thing about, you want to love thy neighbor and all that and careful of your words. And we've talked about, you can hate the sin, but you're not supposed to hate the sinner. God says, don't judge. I'll take care of that. And, if you want God to forgive you, you should be able to be forgiving to other people. And so, whoops, not that one. Here it is. Ecclesiastes 10 in the KJV. And when you get down here, what does it say? It's telling you, verse 20. Curse not the king, nor not in thy thought, and curse not the rich in thy bedchamber. For a bird of the air shall carry the voice, and that which hath wings shall tell the matter. There's another one to throw on the coincidence shelf. I'm just saying.
It's actually a storage unit now. So
right, it's a unit, right?
Yeah.
I should get a boom, baby. I don't know. That was a pretty good one, I think.
No, you knocked it out of the park there, man. And
right?
Okay. I got that video if you do want to share it real quick.
Oh, yeah. You guys want to see this? It's fantastic. Put it up here.
It's kind of funny.
This is exactly what would happen if we did meet an angel, I believe.
And the best part is well, me and this other angel have something to say to you.
Yeah. Okay, here, I'll make it full screen here.
Me too. You see that?
Yeah.
Just a little happy is walking around. Yeah, I turn it down a little because the screaming is a little much, but
okay.
All right.
Caillou, fear not. I am wait. I'm a messenger from the Lord. Not a message from. Okay, hey, well, hold on. Just let me finish. Okay, now that's too much. That kind of hurts my feelings. Okay, so you're good now. Me and that angel over there got a message to tell you. Okay. Hey, what's up, bro?
I think that's my favorite part. Even it's the
end, yo. Like me and this other angel. What other angel? This other angel.
Right, everybody? Well, they're in the past. Okay, we'll bring it back up here. And good looks, right? Is that good? Can I say it there?
I guess.
I guess.
It's not bad.
Not bad? Okay.
Better than before.
All right. Well,
how you
I'm
doing?
still
Good luck. No.
No, okay. I'm learning. Okay.
That shit's just too funny though.
Oh my god. Okay.
Gets them all calm down.
Right? Because that's how those angels are described. Like giant eyeballs everywhere and like wings 3 heads all different months. We have no idea. We use our little pea brains and go, oh, everyone must look like me. No.
Right. Well, and again, in the Bible, it says, fear nothing. And I think that's more or less like God saying, like, just because it's scary to you might not mean it's scary to me, because if you do read some text, talks about how cherubims are guarding the throne room, and I mean he's got a whole army of them suckers up there. So he comes down riding on one of them like it's a vehicle or something. That's the best way they describe it in the Bible.
Well, men's hearts fail from fear, so yeah.
I might be in line for that one, man.
Well,
and I know what they look like.
At least maybe we're a little more prepared if we see some giant eyeballed creature coming at us going, yo, Steve, I want to talk to you.
Right.
I can't guarantee we still wouldn't sound like that guy.
Right. Right. Like, can we go talk over here or something? Like, oh, man.
Shoot. Okay. All right.
Now we're back on the page. Are we screening? We're sharing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we are. Yeah.
We are. We're on 10.
Here we go. Number 10. Here we are. Okay.
But the Lord is the true God. He is the living God and an everlasting King. At his wrath the earth shall tremble, and the nations shall not be able to abide his indignation. Thus shall ye say unto them, the gods that have not made the heavens and the earth, even they shall perish from the earth, and from under these heavens. He hath made the earth by his power. He hath established the world by his wisdom, and hath stretched out the heavens by his discretion. When he uttereth his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causeth the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He maketh lightnings with rain, and bringeth forth the wind out of his treasures.
Pause that. Yeah, just, you know, for me, it's like I'd rather be on his side, you know.
Yeah, right.
That's all this is shouting at me. It's like, yeah, he's the King of Kings. He'd make him angry. The earth is gonna tremble, essentially, you know. So let's be on his side, you know. I mean, he's got a treasure box full of wind. That's kind of crazy, you know. Like, that's awesome.
And that's the thing that's fascinating to me. It's like, I know there's still people that are on the fence on some of the things that we talk about, or if the Bible's real and Jesus and all that. But here's the thing. I have now personally in my life, I've seen enough things to make me realize that in my life, I believe God, the one I believe in that's written in these books, is real. So like Steve said, why wouldn't I want to be on his side? Why in the heck would I purposely like to anger God? He's the one that gave me my life. Period. Before I even knew anything about him, I got life. I didn't ask to show up here. I just appeared, right? And so how do you get angry at that? You should be like, oh God, thank you for my life. Right?
Right.
Now
Right.
you can get pissed and go, it sucks right now. All right. Well, did he do that? No, maybe there's other forces around you that are doing it. So reach out to him, because if he is, as this says, the true and King of Kings and above everything, why wouldn't you want to make friends with that guy? Right?
Right. Even, and think of it this way too. If you think it's just rough in your like little world that you're living in, imagine what it's like being God, you know, looking down like, what in the world is going on down there? You know, like,
Yeah.
oh, like
You think he envisioned this for us? No, he didn't.
No.
No.
Right. He's looking at the angel like, go crack a seal or something. You believe these guys? Are you kidding
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. And that's the way I do feel about
Yeah.
whatever the end times turn out to be. It's to help wake as many of our souls, brothers and sisters, awake,
Right.
so
He's
they can
saying
get
on the
out of it
phone,
with
like,
us.
do I really have to do this for them to
Yeah.
understand? And then, like it says, you know, right up here, where is it? Blah, blah, blah. Oh, where is it? Yeah, right. They're not even gonna be like, they're gonna be like, oh, it's whatever, you know, it's just
Mhm.
don't worry about that, you know, we're all good. We got it figured out. Science or whatever the new thing's gonna be, transhumanism, we figured it out. Don't worry about it, you know. They've already got it figured out.
Right.
Yet this is the guy that, you know, he's sitting there on the throne, just like, wow, wow. And he's probably not looking forward to this, you know. Think
No.
about it. Think about it. Who would be?
And if the hierarchy goes like this, literally God, then everything else. He even says right here on verse 11, even the gods, like the one we've been talking about,
Yeah.
say, you know, Zeus and Thor and all, whatever they
gonna
call
get
themselves, the fallen angels, you can call them whatever you want. He says right here, the little g's. Yeah, they didn't make the heavens and the earth. They're out of here too, because I don't want them in earth. That's not what I wanted. So if the person, the God, the creation, the being, the creator, whatever you want to call the Most High, is saying straight up, the earth is going to shake and tremble. The winds are under my control. The little g's that are screwing with you, they're toast. Satan's toast. And he's like telling you, listen, this is it. And I'm going to do this stuff. So you better make your choices, because you got free will. You can choose if you want to hang out with the little g's, but he's telling you straight up what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, his voice, he spoke everything to an existence. And now with
And
his
it's
voice,
reverberating. Imagine that.
right. Exactly. That's why we're speaking right now. Right. And so right there, he says, and with his voice, he could end everything. Boom.
Yeah.
He's going to do it. Lightnings with rain. That sounds no bueno.
Check that out. When he utters his voice, not even when he talks, just when he's like clearing his throat, magnitude,
Right?
multiple waters just come flying out of heaven. Like, whoa, like
Like when I came on the stream and I was coughing, it'd be like, oh, and then like a whole building collapsed.
Right.
Oh, shoot. I didn't mean that. It's that kind of
Right.
thing. It's
right,
nuts.
dude. Like, not the guy to be ticking off, And
Yeah.
like I say, I'm not St. Peter or nothing, but it's just what side of the fence are you gonna be on, man?
Yeah. Hey, we got thank you very much. We have a super chat. 333 Illuminati confirmed. So
Wow.
that means that what does that come to, like whatever split? Okay, but thank you. Thank you very much. I split everything on this show with Steve. I'll have to get a calculator out. We might have to chop a penny somewhere. But
I mean, shout out to you for even knowing how to do super chat. Apparently, I'm not eligible, so
no
really? Way.
Oh,
yeah, I haven't been. My channel has never been able to monetize for some reason.
Oh, I don't know. I barely know what I'm doing. I see my phone's turned off again. Here we go.
It's okay. I'm over.
All right, let's jump back in. I think we broke that down decent. So
okay. I think we're doing all right. If we're not, I'm sure there'll be some lightning in the sky.
Oops, wrong button. Let's see.
But we're at 14 for anyone carrying along with us.
Okay, here we go.
Every man is brutish in his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by the graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. They are vanity, and the work of errors. In the time of their visitation they shall perish. The portion of Jacob is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Israel is the rod of his inheritance. The Lord of hosts is his name.
We'll just pause that real quick.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about this real quick. When he says Israel is the rod of his inheritance, I just want to make clear he's not talking about the nation state that got thrown into existence in 47, something like that, maybe 53.
Scroll up so I can see it. I don't see it on the screen.
It's right here. Israel is the rod of his inheritance.
Oh, sorry.
You're good. So what he's talking about, guys, is the I'm not gonna say the original Israelites, but anyone who follows in the standards that he set for the Israelites. We're the rod of his inheritance if you're following the narrow path. I just want to clear that, because some people read that and they're like, oh, look at that, it's just more blasphemy. And no, it's not. He's talking about a nationhood of people, not just a nation in the desert that has the most controversy ever. He's not talking about that. He's not talking about the people that live there. Maybe there are some good people that are in there, but he's not talking about I'm not even going to say the dude's name who's the leader of that nation, because that'll be a red flag. But it's just,
here's the thing. They co-opt the words just like they do now. So God talked about Israel long before it was actually a nation.
Exactly.
And so that's the other interesting thing. It's like one of the most polarizing characters to come along, but people in the Bible is Jesus, and everyone fights over him to this day. And so, people that aren't, say, into Christianity or Catholics or whatever, they don't like, and the Jews, like I was brought up, we didn't. And so everyone fights over him. But when you actually read his teachings, he showed up and he's like, hey, everyone, I know that used to be like special people. There was the Israelites or whatever, and there was Jacob's people. He's like, now it's just, I'm here. I'm the lamb to say, look, I'm the sacrifice for everyone. If you figure out who God is, it doesn't matter your beginnings. Follow me and we're out of here. That's what he says. So it's not about Jews. It's not about Goyim. It's not about countries. It's none of that. It's whoever believes in God, period. That's who he's talking to, and that's what he's telling you. And so, well, like you say, when you see these passages that talk about, that Israel is not a country, it is now, but back then it wasn't. And so he's not talking about that specific land. Now, sometimes maybe they do when they're talking about something in the past. It happened on this area. But there's a lot of times when the Bible is not just in the past; it's also in the present, sometimes in the future.
Right. But in
Yeah.
an instance like that, they'll say in the land of blah blah blah.
Right.
You know?
Right. So,
But
okay.
yeah, I just wanted to clear that up. If you want to
Yeah,
carry on, I
that's
think
cool.
we can. We're at 17. He's probably
Yeah.
about 2 words in, so you can just hit play if you want. But
Yeah. Okay. It starts with gather up thy wares. Here we go.
yes, sir.
Wares out of the land, O inhabitant of the fortress. For thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will sling out the inhabitants of the land at this once, and will distress them, that they may find it so. Woe is me for my hurt. My wound is grievous. But I said, Truly this is a grief, and I must bear it. My tabernacle is spoiled, and all my cords are broken. My children are gone forth of me, and they are not. There is none to stretch forth my tent any more, and to set up my curtains.
So what do you think of that? I hear God just up, crying out. It's like,
Yeah.
So I'm going to sling out the inhabitants of this land at this once and distress them, and they may find it. Why? Because he's upset, and righteously so. We've completely forgot him yet again. Every time we get enslaved, we cry out, and he lets us, saves us, and then we forget who he is. And so it's like, this is it. Like, this is a grief. I've got to bear it, and you've spoiled blessing me and loving me. I'm this elephant in the room. I created everything. I give you all this stuff, and you don't even talk to me. It's like I'm not even here. You ignore me.
You're more concerned with the little piece of gold that's on the table and right.
And so he's talking about us. Okay, all my cords are broken because you guys have cut me off. My children have gone forth from me, and let's see. There's no one to stretch for my tent and set up. There's nobody there. It's like we took God and we stuck him in a nursing home, and because of COVID protocols, no one gets to visit him. So there he sits all by himself, brokenhearted, as we go off and live our lives. And he's like, "This isn't right." And you guys, you won't listen to me.
And
so
they carry on,
right?
It's
good, great.
It's incredible, man. It's like I was saying before, he can't be happy on the throne,
Yeah.
Like I mean, I know he's not going to be happy to see me.
Oh, yes, but that's the whole idea. Once we wake up to these things, he even says, if you're deceived, that's one thing, but if you know and you blatantly just go against, my will, and like a rebellious son, well, then when you show up there, you're gonna have to explain yourself. And so he even says here that we're going to be getting the punishment that we deserve, not because he's a mean God, but because he's a father trying to discipline his children that won't even talk to him anymore. They just ignore him. And here I'm concerned. It's interesting. I'm doing this live on the air. I have this situation. I have a son. He doesn't like what I do. He doesn't believe in what I do on these shows. And he stopped talking to me. And that makes me hurt. And then I realize this passage says, God's like, hold my beer, Richard. You got one son. Look at how many sons and daughters that don't talk to me anymore. And you're worried about your one. Man up and, gird up your loins. That's what he's saying. Isn't that?
But at the same time, he's like, I'm here for you,
Right. I feel you because I am a father too, and I'm dealing with the same thing you are.
Right. Wow. And then and in that instance, you look up and say, good looks.
That's very true. Very true.
Bingo! Bingo! Yahtzee! Yahtzee!
Is that your final answer?
Is that your final answer?
Get a double on that.
Nice. Okay. Where were we? Let me get back here.
We're on 23. I just want to. So yeah, just let it play out then, because I think we're on 20.
Okay, we'll just play to the end.
No, where are we? I'm sorry. We're on 20.
No, we did with curtains, so 21.
So yeah, we'll go 21. We'll just run it out to 25. We'll pick
perfect there. Okay. Anyone playing along? We're at 21. Jeremiah 10.
For the pastors are become brutish, and have not sought the Lord. Therefore they shall not prosper, and all their flocks shall be scattered. Behold, the noise of the brute is come, and a great commotion out of the north country, to make the cities of Judah desolate, and a den of dragons. O Lord, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps. O Lord, correct me, but with judgment, not in thine anger, lest thou bring me to nothing. Pour out thy fury upon the heathen that know thee not, and upon the families that call not on thy name. For they have eaten up Jacob, and devoured him, and consumed him, and have made his habitation desolate.
Wow.
That's powerful. My
Mm.
God. Oh, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, well, understandable there. And for starters here, well, I'll start up at 21 there.
Yeah.
Just basically just saying that, you know, your pastors at your church, they're doing it for 1 hour a week on the wrong day of the week, you know. So they're not in sync. They're not doing the works that they should be doing, and they're not even doing them on the right day. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you get a Saturday mass, but I mean, it's a pre-Sunday mass, you know. That's all that it really is. They're all worshiping the wrong thing on the wrong day. They're worshiping the sun. Well, I mean, they're worshiping the sun on the right day, but it's not what we should be putting our things to, you know. We should be looking for, like he's talking about down here, for correction, you know, looking for judgment, for wisdom, for strength, you know, for guidance, you know. Those are the things that I pray for most of all: discernment, you know, forgiveness for my sins, which I guess is judgment, and just guidance, you know, and strength, because I know there's going to be more deceptions along the way. And I mean, like I said, I'm not St. Peter. I do fall for some of these, but at the end, you know, I pray like, wow, you know, I effed up, you know, hopefully we won't do that again, you know. Give me a red flag next time, you know. And there was a red flag before, but maybe we didn't see it, but now we know what the red flag looks like. It's like, oh, okay, no bueno.
Yeah.
Not doing that again. So I like this. You know, what do you got on the last couple here?
Okay, so well, here, let me keep your screen thing. I'm going to bring this up real quick. For those of you playing along, this is what God's talking about. This is where the Pope speaks from. This snake-shaped head building from the outside, and then when you get on the inside, of course, you have this disgusting apocalyptic statue, is what they call it.
It's called the resurrection.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Jesus. But to me, it just looks demonic. And then if you look at his hair, it looks like a serpent's head. They even do a breakdown. See. So and then this is the view from where he's sitting. And if that doesn't look like a snake, I don't know. So, but you guys, what?
Scroll back up for a second. Yeah, right there. So that's called the resurrection. I don't know what it's the resurrection of. Clearly not Jesus, because I mean, it's called the second coming. I'm sorry. When he comes again, I don't think he's coming out of the ground. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. That's not where he's supposed to be coming from. They might have this wrong, or this is the one they're waiting for. Oh, it is the resurrection. You were right. Look at.
Yeah. So yeah, incredible stuff. And if you look up at it again, so like you were saying, how the top is kind of serpent-like or whatever, which undeniable. But if you split that image down in half, and it does not matter which way you mirror it, one way will give you the gray alien look, and one way will give you this horned look. So either way, it's a demon mirrored. No matter which way you mirror, you want to go from left to right. It's the horns. Obviously, you can see the right horn, and then if you just mirror it on the left, it comes in and it looks like two googly eyes on the gray looking head. You know, so who are they really worshiping? You know, I'm not saying they're worshiping aliens, but what exactly are gray aliens? You know,
right. So okay, so that's the breakdown. That's why God's saying, where'd it go? Let me bring it back up. I'll bring yours back up, Steve.
I'm on it. You there?
Okay, yeah. Oops, there it goes. Okay, so where is it? It says, the pastors have become brutish and not seeking the Lord. They shall not prosper. The flocks are scattered. That's happening right now. And then it says that this thing is coming, whatever it is, this judgment. I'm not sure exactly where it comes. The North Country and the city of Judah is the den of dragons. Now, again, not sure exactly where he's talking about, but it kind of doesn't matter because he always talks about destructions in the city. I just feel that the best you could do is stay out of big cities and try to get, more, not necessarily even Amish living, but at least knowing a little bit more of your community and how to get food and water if needed. And so he talks about how they're going to be a den of dragons. Well, it sounds like demons to me, right? It just sounds all demonic and, because Satan's described as a serpent and a demon or dragon, right? And then where is it? It says, I know the way man is not himself. Oh, here, correct me, but with judgment and not in that anger. So that's what he's saying. That's kind of what we're saying. Okay, now we know he exists, and now we know that he's checking out our decisions that we make every day. So at that point, he's saying to God, okay, all right, you saw what I did. All right, I screwed up. I'm sorry. So give me the correction I need just for the error and judgment. But don't get so mad that you really, kick the snot out of me, right? Because it says, lest you bring me to nothing. That's no bueno, right, Steve? Yeah. So I don't want you angry. I know I screwed up and I'm sorry. And, I'll take the punishment. That's what he's saying. And because that's why we got thrown out of the garden, right? So the serpent, when God shows up, he's like, hey, what's going on? And he's like, well, we ate from the tree of knowledge. And he says, why'd you do that? And Adam goes, well, Eve made me do it. And so he says, well, why'd you do it? Said, well, the snake made me do it. And so it's like everyone made someone else their excuse. So that's what he's saying here. He's like, look, I'll take my punishment rather than get you pissed off, lie to you, or pretend it's not happening. That's what I see. And then finally he says, he pours out the fury upon the heathen. See, again, he told you they're not your enemy, but they're going to get wrath. So why you want to hang out there? Because just like Sodom and Gomorrah, if you stayed in the city, you'd have been toast. So he says, I'm going to pour out the fury is what he's asking, I guess, not on me, put it on them, right? Because they don't talk to you. They don't call on you. And they have destroyed basically the family of Jacob, because where he's meaning Jacob, at least in the sense I see it, is like we're all descendants of that and God's people. So the people that actually believed in God and would worship and talk to him, they've been kind of destroyed with the world that we live in. They've been eaten up and devoured and consumed, and he doesn't exist. And that's why God's crying out that there's no one there to say hi to him or praise him. So what I believe Jeremiah is saying, look, if you're pissed at someone, go after the heathen, leave us, just give me correction and then take the main punishment out there. What do you think?
No, 100%. Because I mean, like the ones that don't even call upon his name or even recognize him or even know him, it's those are the people that, I mean, if the 1,000-year reign hasn't happened yet, I'm pretty sure that they're gonna be coming back again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, for all we know, we could be coming back again. I mean, I don't know about you, but I haven't been a stellar human being for a majority of my life. So, yeah. I mean, the least I can do is try to wake people up and tell them, like, hey, this shit's no bueno, and now we gotta clean up our act.
Let me
see. It's really hard to do that all at once. I understand, guys, but you got small steps. Sometimes you take a regression step, but make sure you got 2 steps in front of you. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. You go 2 more again. It's all about just checking the balances. You gotta always be progressing and trying to just strive to be better. I deal with it. I'm not like I said, I'm not St. Peter, or I'm not, anyone on high, or anything like that. But just knowing, is a whole nother ball game,
Yeah. I'm as you're talking, I'm looking for something that fits along this, if I can find it. But see, that's the thing. Oh, I did find it. Look at that. Praise Yah. Okay, here. Let me bring this up. See, one of the things that happened to me when I realized God exists, I was like, shoot, why does he want me if he knows, I got to get my life completely shaped up before I even, talk to him. I'm ashamed or whatever, we go through that. And then when you pull up this list, and you can look these things up, but yeah, Noah was drunk. Abraham was old. Isaac is a daydreamer. Jacob was a liar. He stole his brother's, everything, right? Esau's stuff.
Yeah.
To do that, he lied and got. Leah was ugly. I don't know about that, but maybe Joseph was abused. Yeah. Moses stuttered. That's true. So yeah, and you get down to it when you get like even Moses. I think he killed someone. He was a murderer, and so yeah, God knows our past, and look at the people that He can use, and so that's the other thing. You don't have to like worry. I've got to get everything. No, He just wants to talk to you and make a relationship. And if you own up to your mistakes, then He's like, cool. I mean, that's the whole idea about love thy neighbor and turn the other cheek. It's the hardest thing to do. Like if someone, messes you over, just like, you know what, I'll pray for you, but I'm moving on, because it's like, if you don't forgive someone, doesn't mean you have to forgive what they did. And it doesn't even mean you have to hang out with them, but you can forgive them and not judge them and let God handle it. Because if you don't, how do you expect God to forgive you for all the things you've done in your life that were unforgivable sins to somebody maybe? So now you've got to put that in check, because otherwise you're going to be in front of him. And it says when we meet God, it's just you and him. That's it. And you're going to sit there and explain why you wouldn't forgive that guy. And now you want to pass from God. So that's part of the
That's
teaching.
one of the main reasons why I kind of just let shit just fly. I mean, I've been taken advantage of, used, called this and that. And I mean, it's all good. I mean, maybe like 4 years ago, there'd be a little whiplash on my end. Like, yeah, you know what? You're an effing retard too. But, there's no time for that anymore. And there's no place for that, in what we're doing, Even if we're not doing what we're doing, there's still no place for that. Like you said, what are you going to do? You're going to carry hate in your heart for the rest of your life? Like, that's not going to weigh well against the feathers, I don't think.
Mm-mm. And like everything else, provably it is science, a placebo pill effect. So if you have negative in your head all the time because that some evil things happened, then you're going to draw more of that negative energy. If you push it away and you let it go and you go positive, then you're going to draw that, and that negative stuff will just be left in your, rear view. What is it? Objects in the mirror may appear closer than they are. It doesn't say it before, but you know what I mean? It's
Mine
gone.
does.
Yours does. No, I think it got rid of the word may. Now it just is.
Well, whatever, it says that. It says something remotely close.
Yeah. So that's the thing. You just got to let it go. And that was another thing. Jesus like, hey, guy just stole your coat. Well, go give him another one. And you're like, what? The guy just stole the coat. But then when you think about it, well, maybe he needs that coat and he did it the wrong way, but he doesn't know any other way to do it. And he might need a coat. So why don't you offer him another one or a warm meal or whatever? It's that way of thinking. And once you start doing it, then guess what happens? God's like, oh, this is cool. You know who I am. You're talking to me.
And in doing that, you might have an effect on that other person who stole the coat. They might be like, wow, maybe I don't need to steal coats anymore, or whatever it may be,
Bingo! Yahtzee! Is that your final answer?
You got one of those. So, okay, well, I liked it. That was a good breakdown. You got any more thoughts on this? Otherwise,
no, that was good, man. Some more
right?
top shelf gravy. I'm just glad that we could, like we do every week when we can, just wrap it around the Bible, and it comes out pretty good on the other side,
Yeah. Excellent.
Chow fun, as everyone's saying. Chow chow.
Chow fun?
Yeah.
Rasta's saying chow fun. Hi, Rasta. Chow fun. What does that mean? Is that someone here named Chow Fun?
Or... I have no idea.
Is that some kind of lingo that we don't know? That's funny. Oh, here it is. There is someone named Chow Fun.
Oh.
Well, talk to Melanie. She's in charge of people touring. So,
yeah.
Okay.
You got to give your tardy slip to her. And I think the tension's in C Hall, C9, I think.
Of course, a C9. And yes, see, he's been put through the ringer too. And he's still here. And that's something that I say, you know what? We're all going through our own different trials and tribulations. Some are physical, some are emotional, or some is a combination of all of it. But at the end of the day, we're still here, and we're at least have enough money to be able to join on these live streams and talk to each other. So we have probably food in our bellies and a roof over our heads. And that's a blessing right there. That's really all you need, more than that. And that's why if you get into this rhythm, when you start doing these works and tithings, and that's not like throwing money at a church. No, go help your community or your neighbor or your children, whatever it takes. And you do that tithe without being asked or without anybody even saying what you did. And then it comes back to you. You get rewarded for those things. And you don't always get what you want, but you always get what you need. Huh? We'll probably get a copyright strike now for that.
I hope not. That was good. That was good quality content right there.
All right. So I think I'll just say to everyone here, thank you for all being here. We got 4 people on Rockfin, and we still have 65, maybe 66, who knows, over on YouTube. And thank you for being here. May the good Lord bless you and watch over you and your families through these times. Continue to guide us, Father, with knowledge, with joy in our hearts, with health, and continue to help all of our loved ones to find you and wake up, because the more of your children that find you, the better place that we'll eventually all be in. And thank you, Father, for all of your blessings, and continue to guide us. In the name of Jesus, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for having me here, Steve. Or wait, you're with me.
Yeah.
Glad you could show up, Steve.
No problem, man. This has been awesome. You know, this is probably one of the highlights of my week for sure.
Nice. Me too. Okay. And there's an amen. So there we go. And Father was a Rolling Stone. There we go. See how we continue. We wrap it all in a neat little package. Thank you, Billingtano. Make sure I say his name right. Okay. So I think I got everyone. And oh, hey, David. Good to see you. And that's my Moai, my Samoa friend, Moai. Anyways, okay, everyone, I got to go. I'm losing it. Thank you again for being here. We'll play the outro. You guys want to talk a little bit, and then we'll see you on the playground somewhere else. You got anything to plug? Oh, everybody, Steve's got a new Rockfin channel. He's going to throw it in the link. Subscribe over there. He needs people to see him over there. So there we go. Okay, here comes the song. Thanks, everyone, for being here, and we are out of here.